Hey everyone, today we're going to dive into something that's honestly a little bit sneaky about AI. It's a mental blind spot that gets almost everybody, and figuring out how to spot it is really the key to using these amazing tools without getting burned. We're talking about something called the AI fluency trap.
So let me just ask you a question to get us started. Have you ever been using an AI chatbot and you get a response that makes you go, "Wow, this thing is brilliant," only to realize a little later that the answer it gave you was completely, totally wrong? Yeah, you're not alone. So what's really going on here? Is your AI an actual genius, or is it just a really, really good liar?
And that right there, that's the heart of the problem, the AI fluency trap. It's this simple but kind of dangerous idea that just because an AI sounds super confident, professional, and smart, it doesn't mean that what it's saying is actually true. See, this whole thing plays on a little trick of our own brains. We are just wired to connect well-spoken, fluent language with intelligence and with accuracy. So when an AI spits out a perfectly written paragraph with perfect grammar and punctuation, our brains kind of just lower their guard. We automatically start to trust it, and oftentimes, way more than we should.
So why does this happen? Well, it all comes down to a huge misunderstanding about how these tools even work. You've got to get this one thing straight. Your AI is not a thinking machine. At its core, it's a word predictor, not a fact checker.
Okay, let's break it down with an analogy. A search engine, like Google, is basically a librarian. You ask it for a fact, and it goes rummaging through a giant library to find a book with that information. But generative AI, it's more like a creative co-writer. It doesn't find facts, it just predicts what the next most likely word should be to create something brand new. That is a massive, fundamental difference.
And this whole prediction thing, it leads to something with a pretty wild name, hallucination. No, seriously, that's the technical term for when an AI just confidently makes stuff up. It creates these plausible-sounding but totally false pieces of information simply to fill in a gap in what it knows. It isn't trying to lie to you, it's just trying to complete the pattern. So what does this actually look like? Well, imagine you ask it to help with a marketing report. The AI might just invent a really convincing statistic about some industry trend for 2025, and it might even cite a research study that sounds totally legit, but doesn't actually exist. Why do you do that? Simple. It knows that a professional report is supposed to have stats and citations. It's just following the recipe, not checking the ingredient.
Okay, so if the AI isn't a librarian, how should we be thinking about it? To really use these tools safely, you need a new mental model. And honestly, the best one out there is called the stochastic parrot. And folks, this is the one you're going to want to remember. Let's break that down. It sounds complicated, but it's not. Stochastic, all that really means is that it's based on probability, on guessing the next best word, not on actual knowledge. And parrot, well, that one's easy. It's because it brilliantly mimics all the patterns of human language it was trained on, but with zero real understanding of what any of it means. It's a world-class pattern matcher, not a thinker. So what does this mean for you? Well, it means your job title just changed. You are no longer just a user asking a question. From now on, you are the manager, and the AI, it's your new intern. It's incredibly fast. Sometimes it's absolutely brilliant, but it is fundamentally unreliable. You give it the tasks, but you, and only you, are responsible for checking its work.
All right, so you're the manager now. What's the playbook? Let's get practical. Here is your 4-step safety plan, a really clear framework you can use every single time you work with your new intern to avoid the biggest mistakes.
First up, step 1, ground the conversation. Don't just ask it a vague question. Give it the specific data to work with, like a PDF or an article. Step 2, and this is a big one, explicitly tell it not to guess. Just add a simple sentence like, "If you don't know the answer from this text, just say you don't know." Step 3, and I cannot stress this enough, always do a human pass on the critical facts. And finally, number 4, and this should go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, protect your privacy. Never ever feed it sensitive personal or company data.
Now, about that human pass in step 3, you're going to want to put on your detective hat, especially for these 3 things. AIs are notoriously bad with proper names of people and companies, specific dates, and any kind of complex math or calculation. These are your big red flags that always need a manual double check.
Just look at the night and day difference here. A bad prompt is what a lazy user would write. It's vague. It invites the AI to just make stuff up. What were the top industry trends in 2025? But a good prompt? That's a manager's prompt. It's specific. Using only the data in this file, summarize the top 3 trends. See? It grounds the AI, it sets clear boundaries, exactly what a good manager does.
That is what it means to become the AI manager. It's not just about learning a few prompt tricks. It's about a total shift in your mindset, from being a passive user to being an active, hands-on supervisor.
And as you're stepping into this new role, just try to avoid these classic rookie mistakes. Don't ever think it has consciousness or real beliefs. Don't expect it to be a general-purpose genius. It's a very narrow tool. Always remember its answers can have biases from the data it was trained on. And maybe the most important one of all, never ever treat the first answer as the final answer.
So what can you do, like right now, to make this real? Here's your action step. Go find one factual claim from a recent AI chat you had. Just one. And then go check it yourself with a reliable source. See if the names, the dates, the numbers are 100% correct. Just building this one simple habit will completely change how you see these tools. So, at the end of the day, remember this. AI isn't some magic oracle in a box. It's an incredibly powerful tool that needs a skilled operator to get the best results. And that operator? That's you. You're not just a user anymore. You're a manager with a brand new, superpowered intern. So I'll just leave you with this. Now that you're the one in charge, what are you going to build?
ChatGPT works best when it's given clear instructions. But most people don't know how to structure prompts properly, which leads to low-quality results. I created a digital book that contains carefully written prompts for ChatGPT and other AI tools, designed for real-world use cases across multiple niches. If you want better results from AI, this prompt pack shows you what to ask. Backhand index pointing right link in description and comments.